I want to watch the news.
Are you making headway at least?
This is the news.
It's time for the only news that matters. And the Beatles have released, which is being described as their final new song together, titled Now and Then. Together and apart, the Beatles have always had a talent for the unexpected, and now in 2023 brings one of the most anticipated releases of their long and endless, eventful history. Now and Then was written and sung by John Lennon, developed and worked on by Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr, and now finally finished by Paul and George over 4 decades later. The music video for Now and Then will debut Friday, November 3rd, which is tomorrow. All right, I heard it, and I gotta say, in a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a very solid 10. It's perfect. I absolutely love this song. I knew when I heard this song coming out, I go, it's gonna get backlash. And I think I even mentioned it on the Only News That Matters that it's gonna get backlash because the Beatles are just too huge, and whatever they do later will never match what they did back then. But man, I love this song. And I love the solo. The solo is very dreamy, and the string section and John's voice. And this is AI. And everything I've heard from AI so far has sucked. Now this I love because this is not artificial vocals. The AI on here is used to clean John's vocals from the demo or the cassette he had of his voice. The AI made it very clear and clean, and John sounds awesome. And I can hear I can hear a lot of the John solo stuff in the song, but I can hear Paul's input and kind of the music that's going on behind it. I hear a McCartney Lennon song, and I think this song is gorgeous, beautiful. And Liam Gallagher came out and said it was biblical, and I agree. This is amazing. I absolutely love it. And I know there's a lot of people out there that don't like it. You can leave your comments below, how much you hate it. But I'm not going to change your mind, so don't think you're going to change mine. But let it all out. Let all that anger out. And all that you love it like I do, leave your comments below. And even those that, I like it, I don't love it, I wouldn't give it a 10. You guys leave your comments below too. But I absolutely love it. It's got a little bit of a Beatles tinge because of the McCartney, input, and I hear a lot of John solo stuff, but I think it's a gorgeous song. Now, this song was supposed to be on the anthologies back in the 90s, but it was very difficult for them to separate the piano and all that stuff. So now with the technology Peter Jackson brought up with the AI stuff, they were able to complete the song. But back then, when they were trying to do it, even George played a little on it, and Ringo and Paul. And then afterwards, it was just Ringo and Paul working on it, but they used some of what George Harrison did. And damn, do I love that solo. The solo is just so dreamy. Now, also, I noticed this, it's very slight. It's not big, but, this song reminds me of, I think it's Todd Rundgren. Hello, it's me. A little bit, not a lot, a little bit. Don't you guys hear that? Leave it in the comments below if you hear it. I hear it a little bit, not too much, but yeah, this is just awesome. I'm very, very happy with how it came out. I know a lot of people aren't, but that's your problem, I love it. I win. You lose. You hate it. See, enjoyment. You win with enjoyment. When you find something that you don't like, that sucks for you. hey, it sucks for me too when I find shit I don't like and other people like. Like you too. You two fill stadiums. I don't get it. I lose. Now the anthology new songs Free as a Bird and Real Love had that kind of, that production that you heard on Tom Petty albums or, the Traveling Wilburys type sound, where you don't hear that sound on here. And I see this song is assisted by Jeff Lynne. He's like a additional production by him, but McCartney produced it with somebody called Giles Martin, which I guess isn't that George Martin's son? I believe it is. And John does the vocals with McCartney, and backing vocals are with Harrison, Ringo Starr, McCartney, and Lennon. And like I said, guitars by Harrison, the bass, piano, electric, harpsichord, and shaker by Paul McCartney, and drums and tambourine and the shaker by Ringo Starr. So yeah, this is awesome, man. Another one last Beatles song, man. Now I know there's another song that the Beatles are supposed to say that's the last song. I don't know if that'll ever be fixed, but there is a song out there that wasn't released by the Beatles, and I don't know if that'll ever happen. I mean, Jesus, McCartney's up there in age, and so is Ringo. So if you're gonna do it now. I don't want nothing from the Beatles released after either of these two pass away, especially McCartney, who I'll do a quick plug. Just last week I was listening to his album Flaming Pie. I really recommend that album. It's like my favorite McCartney album of the later years, and I liked Egypt Station and New. I liked a lot of later McCartney, but man, Flamin' Pie is awesome. Highly recommend that one. So yeah, I love it. I love the new Beatles song. I think it's awesome. I'm happy with it. I listened to it 4 times in a row, and then I just turned on the microphone and give this little review. How much I loved it on first listen, and on the 4th listen, I loved it as much as the first listen. Because the thing is, on the first listen, I don't think I could have loved it more. So on 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, I was loving it just the same. Anyway, yeah, I love it. But leave your comments below what you all think. Love it, hate it, somewhat like it. That's your opinion, man, and live with it. And also, I want to thank you all for watching The Only News That Matters. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Ring that little notification bell. And like the video for the YouTube aneurysms. So stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath. And smack 'em a gob.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston. And so never more shall we see you again.
Before we get canceled, check out the Rock and Metal Combat Podcast with me and Wattzilla. We are the Podcast Kings. Link to the podcast is in the description below, and also a link to the YouTube page. Check out older episodes with visuals. And very soon, either Ian and I will learn how to go on YouTube Live. Might be soon. So check out the greatest podcast ever according to science.com. It's also God's favorite podcast and Satan's favorite podcast as well. So check out the Rock and Metal Combat Podcast before we get canceled.